I'm not sure if another one will do the trick. No, Slowbro survives on 4% and lands a focus. Hello friends, my name is Contractually Frankie, and I want to welcome you back to Gotta Drag 'Em All, my Oscar-nominated crossover series, but don't fact-check me on that, that has the bottom queens of an episode of Drag Race duke it out in a 6v6 Pokemon battle to see who sachets away. In our last episode, our bottom queens Jaidynn and Jasmine gave us a doozy of a battle, but Jaidynn ultimately won by the skin of her teeth and sent Jasmine home. With only 8 queens left in the season, let's see how episode 7, Snatch Game, would play out. But before we get into too much fun, y'all should like this video, comment your hot takes down below, and subscribe to the channel because it's iconic, and I just know y'all love doing iconic things. In the original Snatch Game, Max's Sharon Needles missed the point, and Jaidynn's vision for Raven-Symoné was not the tea, landing them both to the bottom for the week. And while we've never seen Tempest do a Snatch Game on TV before, and the one time we saw Trixie do one was not a winner-winner chicken dinner, I still think they could both pull out safe-ish performances, especially amongst the girls we have left here. So I'm getting a vision here. We're gonna stick with the original bottom 2 queens of the episode, Jaidynn Dior Fierce and Max. Now, of course, Miss Jaidynn was in the bottom last episode, so we already saw her team in action once before, and we know that it is an absolutely monstrous team. If you missed Jaidynn's team explanation, go watch episode 6. On the other hand, this is Max's first time faltering this season, and she unfortunately will land in the bottom for it, so let's start by taking a look at Max's runways this season. Starting off with her entrance look, followed by her spring runway, fall look, Nude Illusion look, Jet Set Eleganza runway, and Bearded and Beautiful. Then we have her green runway, her Despy look, Death Becomes Her, Leather and Lace, and Conjoined Twins look that she did with Violet. And of course, her ooky spooky astrological finale look in the center. Now, Max's whole shtick on the show was gray hair, but I tried to limit the number of fully gray Pokemon I chose for her team just to keep things a little bit more interesting. So with that being said, we start off with Araquanid, who I chose based on her Nude Illusion runway with like the forearm crutches and her bug-like runway walk. Araquanid is a really bulky physical attacker with an excellent special defense stat. Coupled with an assault vest, Max will want to switch Araquanid in on incoming special attackers, especially any water-type attacks due to Araquanid's water absorb ability. Next up, we have Aggron, who is the first of 2 gray Pokemon I chose for Max. This one is based loosely on Max's Jet Set Eleganza color palettes. Aggron is incredibly bulky on the physical side, with sky-high defense and a good attack stat. It's also holding a Rocky Helmet, which will deal damage to any opponent that hits it physically. Next, we have Lilligant, who I chose based on Max's green runway. I thought Lilligant's fuller looking skirt and orange flowers on its head matched well with Max's peplum and feather fascinator moment. While it has a pretty good special attack stat, Lilligant will be more of a support Pokemon for Max. Its high speed means it'll be able to come in and get off incredibly annoying yet crucial moves like Toxic or Sleep Powder. It's also holding Leftovers, which will help boost its longevity. Next, we have Gliscor, who I chose based on Max's Leather and Lace runway, with the shape of Max's corset matching Gliscor's wings and just the overall vampy vibes. Gliscor is a good physical attacker that has some great tankiness as well. Its ability and item go hand in hand, as Toxic Orb will poison Gliscor, and its ability Poison Heal will help it regenerate a good chunk of health each turn. Together with plenty of moves for coverage like Poison Jab, Earthquake, and Ice Fang, Gliscor should be a headache for any team to deal with. Next, we have Absol, who is our other grayish Pokemon and is based on Max's finale look, because, stay with me, Absol's Pokedex entry says that it could detect and predict events like natural disasters, and Max's finale look is mainly a blazer with the different astrological signs on it, and astrology itself is a method for, like, predicting events based on the stars, right? Absol is a frail, emo teenager, physical attacker. It's here for a good time, not a long time. Its main job will be to come in and get some big, choice band boosted attacks like Knockoff off before it keels over to a strong breeze. And finally, we have Delphox, who I chose because Delphox is typically shown as holding a wand or a stick. And I was looking at all of Max's looks from the season. She definitely had a theme of holding some sort of stick, and so Delphox felt like the perfect fit. Delphox is actually a pretty big threat with great special attack, special defense, and speed. A life orb means its attacks like Psychic, Flamethrower, and Shadow Ball will be absolutely smacking up whatever it's hitting with 1.3 times more damage at the low cost of 1/10 of its max health each attack. Overall, Max's team is pretty well balanced with some great physical and special walls in Aggron and Araquanid respectively. It also is pretty balanced offensively, both physically with Absol and Gliscor, and especially with Delphox. Lilligant is another special attacker, but again, will likely serve more as a support Pokemon for Max, as it goes for toxic damage to help chip away at its opponents. Alrighty, bring back my trainers. Assume the position. Mother, you're up.
Jaidynn, you're fierce. I'm sorry, my dear, but you are up for elimination. Max, I'm sorry, my dear, but you are up for elimination. 2 queens, stand before me. This is your last chance to impress me and save yourself from elimination. The time has come.
Pokemon Battle.
For your life. Good luck. And don't get up.
Max leads with Gliscor while Jaidynn sends out Starmie. Expecting a water type attack, Max will actually switch in Araquanid and absorb that Scald. Jaidynn stays in here and goes for a super effective Thunderbolt, but Araquanid is so defensive that it takes it like a champ, but it's going to get paralyzed and unable to move this turn. Incineroar comes in and will eat a lunge and go for a fake out for a little bit of chip damage. Incineroar is actually going to go for a U-turn at this point and pivot into Slowbro as Jaidynn's expecting that water type attack, and she is correct. Max at this point switches Absol and is expecting a Psychic type attack and is also correct. Jaidynn swaps in Yanmega, who unfortunately will eat a critical hit knockoff from Absol and it will go down. Jaidynn brings in Ludicolo for a fake out to do a little bit of chip damage, and then Max will bring in Lilligant, who will take that Toxic from Ludicolo. Lilligant goes for a Toxic of her own, and Ludicolo's Giga Drain really isn't doing much damage, and I think we're going to be in a little bit of a stall pattern here, as Lilligant's Energy Ball does 35%, then Ludicolo goes for another Giga Drain. Toxic damage is really going to start ramping up on both Pokemon here, so Max will actually switch Delphox in, who's able to take that Giga Drain pretty well, and really threaten Ludicolo at this point. Yep, Incineroar comes in, expecting Fire type attack, and there's the Flamethrower. Delphox actually stays in and goes for another Flamethrower, and it's actually going to activate Citrus Berry, healing Incineroar up a little bit, and Delphox will go down to that Darkest Lariat. Absol comes in, and Jaidynn wants to preserve Incineroar, so she swaps in Slowbro, who'll take over 50% from that critical hit. I'm not sure if another one will do the trick. No! Slowbro survives on 4% and lands a Focus Blast on Absol to take it out. Max sends an Araquanid at this point, and Ludicolo comes back, but Araquanid is fully paralyzed again. Ludicolo will go for that fake out, get that flinch on Araquanid, but it's going to take a little bit more toxic damage this turn. It goes for a Leech Seed, but it misses, and Lunge will take Ludicolo out. Incineroar comes back in and will get the Revenge KO on Araquanid with that Flare Blitz. Max sends in Lilligant, and Jaidynn brings in Starmie, who's going to get put to sleep actually. Ooh, good play by Jaidynn as she swaps out Starmie to trigger that Natural Cure to wake Starmie up, but Slowbro will go down in the process to that Energy Ball. Jaidynn brings back in Incineroar, goes for that fake out for a little bit of chip damage, and toxic damage is also continuing to ramp up on Lilligant. An Energy Ball will bring Incineroar down to 25%, but that Darkest Lariat will take Lilligant out. Gliscor comes in, and Starmie switches in for Jaidynn and does not take that Earthquake well, but is able to hold on and get an Oko Scald off on the Gliscor. Max's last Pokemon is Aggron, who survives that Scald thanks to Sturdy. And it's going to take out Starmie with that Head Smash, but unfortunately will go down to Recoil, and Jaidynn will win the battle.
Jaidynn, you're fierce. Shantae, you stay. Max, sashay away.
Okay, wow. Was it just me, or did Max get super unlucky this battle? Having Araquanid get fully paralyzed twice at like pivotal moments was absolutely devastating for Max. But not to downplay Jaidynn, because on the other hand, Jaidynn really took advantage of her Pokemon's abilities and played this really, really well, right? Like, using Starmie's Natural Cure to wake up from that sleep powder was massive. And I think the MVP of the battle actually was Starmie. It got the paralysis on Araquanid, it took out Gliscor, it took out Aggron, so I think Starmie definitely deserves her flowers at this point. But anyway, y'all, we're at the final stretch of the season now with our top 7 queens. And instead of doing a top 3 like on the normal season, I'm actually going to do a top 4 POKEPARUZA SmackDown Battle Royale for the crown, which means we only have 3 competitive episodes until then. So don't be late for episode 8, which is dropping in 2 weeks. Bye!